Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment, and hell, Arrow Video at this point, because we are here again to talk about another incredible, awesome, amazing Arrow Video release with this 4K UHD big box set edition of 1968's Barbarella. So yeah, I am super excited to dive into this one with you guys. We're going to talk about the movie because this is my first time experiencing this film. I knew very little about the movie, so this is a very interesting watch for me. We're going to talk about the transfer, we're going to talk about the sound, we're going to talk about the special features. I just watched this last night, so I watched the film, I watched a good amount of the special features, and then I'll do a little unboxing of this incredible big box set. Now, I will say this right off the top, this is a little bit more chunky than the regular chunky box set editions from Arrow Video. Like usually it's like right here, and with this one, it's just a little bit more thicker. There's more girth to this box set release from Arrow Video is what I'm saying. And that's because the book inside is so incredibly thick. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into this one, guys. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You know, we talk about physical media around here. We talk about a lot of Arrow Video releases, apparently. I just reviewed Witness on 4K on the channel, and Tremors 2 is coming soon. The Coffin Joe collection. Like, Arrow Video is killing it. Chucky box sets coming this year. The Warriors on 4K. Like, Arrow Video's got so much more to look forward to for the rest of the year. So I'm so excited about this label and about what they're doing. So yeah, hit that subscribe button for all reviews, but I also talk about all kinds of other physical media stuff. So hit the subscribe button, and also comment your thoughts on Barbarella. Is this a movie that you grew up with? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me talk about the movie. This is a movie from 1968 starring Jane Fonda. So I am familiar with Jane Fonda, but more so the older Jane Fonda, like the monster-in-law Jane Fonda with Jennifer Lopez. Like, I've seen her act in her older years, but I haven't experienced a lot of young Jane Fonda. And can I just say, wowzas, Jane Fonda in this movie is, she looks good. I feel like she was definitely acting before this movie. I saw some images of her in some movies before this came out, some of the special features that I was watching, but I think she was somewhere in her early 30s when this movie came out. So she was already an established star who had done some like notable classic films with big actors, but she came in to do this movie, and this is a wild choice for an actress of her caliber, I feel like, at that time. And this is a Dino De Laurentiis produced film, and this was directed by, sorry guys, I got my notes over here. This is directed by Roger Vadim. And again, I've heard of Dino De Laurentiis. I know he produced a lot of, I think he's an Italian producer. How I would describe this film, this is just very different than anything I've ever seen before, and it's very different than I expected before going into this. I thought this is more or less a straight like sci-fi type adventure film, and it definitely is, but it has a real erotic tone to it. So I would describe this as a erotic space adventure. I just didn't expect it to go to some of the places that it does, and it's extremely entertaining because it does go there, and it definitely makes the movie more memorable, I feel like, than if it was just a standard like Star Trek type adventure movie. But yeah, Jane Fonda, I will say, is pretty great in this movie. She really carries it well. Like, Barbarella, you really just buy into her as a character on this mission. And just to set this story up, this is the story of Barbarella, a 41st century Earthling who is sent on a mission by the president of Earth to find Duran Duran. Was the band influenced by that character? Somebody let me know in the comment section below. A scientist who has disappeared with an all-powerful weapon. So she's on the hunt for the scientist. She lands on this like ice planet and just starts to encounter just a series of odd events. She encounters these kids first, they take her captive, and just from like the opening 20 minutes, that scene where all those little creepy dolls are coming at her with the teeth and they start biting all over, like, it's such a deranged, like, awkward, almost dreamlike sequence, but also horrifying at the same time. And then the guy comes and rescues her, and she's all like bleeding everywhere. And then he takes her in his little like carriage hut type thing, that little mobile hut that he has. And she says, "Is there any way I can repay you for saving me?" And he says, yes, let me have sex with you. And the way that it's played is almost like Barbarella is this futuristic being that doesn't really know the primitive ways of old school lovemaking. So he's more of a primitive on this planet. She's more of a new age, you know, kind of intellect in this new world. So she doesn't know how to have sex. They have sex by taking a pill, that which kind of reminded me a lot, and I'm sure that Demolition Man took inspiration from this movie, but it reminded me a lot of the scene with Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone where they put the headsets on and he's like, well, could we just do it the old-fashioned way? That's kind of how this guy was in the movie. So he has sex with her. She agrees to do it the old-fashioned way, and then that just like opens up this door of eroticism for the character Barbarella, and she wants to sleep with like every guy she encounters for the remainder of the film. So you have that going on. But the thing I really took away from this movie is the set design. Like the set design, the set work in this film is absolutely spectacular. We'll get into talking about that a little bit more in the actual transfer, because that comes into play for sure. But the actual like set design and just everything looked so incredible, and you could just tell they put a lot of work into building these sets, and I just thought it was awesome looking. So yeah, this is a very different kind of movie. This is a very different than what I'm used to. Maybe they made a lot of these movies. I know this is based on a comic. I don't know if they ever made a sequel or any spin-offs of Barbarella, if she plays in anybody else's universe. Or anything like that, or if this was just a one-off. From what I was seeing when I was looking up the Blu-ray, I think there's just one movie, so I don't think there was ever any sequel to Barbarella. But yeah, you had that she meets this like angel with wings at some point. He's flying her around the labyrinth, and it's wild. This is just a wild kind of psychedelic late 60s movie, and I don't know what people thought of this movie when it came out. I don't know how well this movie did, if it was a mainstream film or not, what it did to Jane Fonda's career. It's just wild. It's just wild. So this movie, it has to be seen to believe. It's a really crazy film. And Jane Fonda was in it. But let's go ahead and get into the 4K restoration here. So Arrow Video, I've been talking about them all year. Nobody's beating them right now. Nobody's touching them in terms of title selection, movie selection, transfers, special features, packaging. Nobody, no label is even touching them. I don't even think anybody's close, because this, I keep saying it over and over again. I'm like a broken record at this point, but this is a beautiful 4K restoration, one of the best that I have ever seen. And I really think that it's because this movie does lend itself so much to that 4K restoration. Like, this was perfect to choose to do in 4K with that HDR, because it's such a rich, vibrant, colorful film. When she lands on that planet, you see her pink ship in the background, and just how good that looks next to the white icy terrain. Like, it's just absolutely incredible. And there's just so many colors all throughout this movie, and all of the costumes that Jane Fonda wears, Barbarella wears in the movie, just really pop with that HDR and that Dolby Vision, and she just looks so good. Like, yeah, Jane Fonda looks good, but the actual like look of her in 4K just really pops and stands out. Like, her skin tones, good facial definition. Like, I don't know, guys, like this, I cannot recommend this highly enough for the 4K. There's so much detail, there's so much clarity, and because they actually took the time to build these sets, like, and really put some detail into them to make them look awesome, like, it looks that much better. So I just think that this is, to me, like, I don't want to hype it up too much, but like when I was watching, I was like, God, that just looks so good. And it retains like that filmic look. There's a good amount of grain in it. It honestly reminded me of what I consider to be the gold standard of Arrow Video. And that's the Django 4K that came out a number of years ago, the spaghetti Western, directed by Sergio Carbucci with Franco Nero. And that's one of the best 4Ks that Arrow Video has ever done. And honestly, when I was watching this, like, that's what it reminded me of. It was of that quality. So I think this is, again, I sound like a broken record, but I really think that just because of the way this movie was filmed, the sets, and just the costumes and everything that went into this movie, and how good it looks in 4K, I really think that this is one of the best, absolute best 4Ks that Arrow Video has ever done. And again, I know I've been saying that a lot, but this might be their best. It might be the best one they have done this entire year. It's just so incredibly beautiful. I just can't say enough good things about it. I was just blown away watching this movie on 4K. And getting into the sound, this does have Dolby Atmos. It also has Dolby True HD 7.1, and it also has the original mono tracks, 1.0 tracks as well. Now, I listened to the mono track for probably the first 30 minutes, and then I switched it over to the 7.1, the Dolby Atmos, and I thought it sounded great. I really thought that this, you know, sometimes these older films don't really lend themselves to that 7.1. That's why they don't usually do it. But I guess with this film, they realized that there was some benefit to that 7.1, even though it's set up for the 1.0 mono. So I think that's the preferred way to watch for most people. But don't sleep on the Atmos here. There's a lot of really spectacular sequences with them flying in the air, and she's shooting that gun at those little dark soldiers that are flying around that really stand out with that Dolby Atmos, and you can just hear it. And then some of the moments where she's just running around in the building, in the labyrinth, and you can hear her boots like hitting the ground. All that stuff just sounds really great. So sound-wise, perfect across the board. No issues with the sound here. Let's go ahead and get into a little bit of an unboxing. And I think this box set is just beautiful. Now, it should be noted that there is a alternative box set as well. You can order it off the Arrow Video website. It's an Arrow Video website exclusive, and it's the original poster art for Barbarella on the box set. Definitely cool that Arrow Video, like unlike any other label, gives you the options to do that, because some people want that original poster artwork and some people want the new artwork. So I think it's cool they give you the options, but just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous artwork on this release. So freaking awesome. Look at the back, you got more artwork right there. And then we'll go ahead and take everything out of this big chunky box edition. Let's show off this book, because this book is absolutely huge. Like there is so much in this book as well. So much in this book, including plenty of pictures of Jane Fonda, but so much information on the book in this as well. You get an awesome poster, double-sided poster with the original poster, and then the newly commissioned artwork from Arrow Video, which is also super awesome. You open up that 4K case right here. I'll go ahead and show you the back. And you got 2 discs. You got the 4K, and because there was so many special features, you got an additional Blu-ray filled with all of the special features. They didn't put all the special features on the 4K disc like Arrow Video usually does, or they've been doing. So with this one, there was so much, they had to use another disc for this one. Now, the movie itself is not on this disc, so don't think it is. That is just the special features. And then we got all of these art cards as well, you know, which Arrow Video, they just spared no expense. Art cards, posters, booklets, like it's absolutely amazing what Arrow Video is doing over there right now. Absolutely amazing. But getting into the special features, like there's so much here. I would honestly say like probably, I don't know, 6 to 7 hours worth of special features here. And a lot of it is new. You got Another Girl, Another Planet, An Appreciation of Barbarella by film critic Glenn Kinney. You got Paul Joyce behind the scenes featurette, Barbarella Forever, Love. A 2-hour in-depth discussion between film and cultural historians Lucas and Steve Bessett. So and the impact of the legacy of Barbarella. So all the stuff you would want to know about this film. You got film experts sitting down to talk about the legacy of this movie and just how it was made and just everything that went into it, their own experience with it. For 2 hours, you have that. And then you got plenty of other interviews and film essays, and this thing is just loaded. Now, I think that some of this stuff is archival, but a lot of it is brand new to this Arrow Video release. So I just think that that is absolutely amazing. Just all the special features in the set are absolutely incredible. So guys, look, this thing is going for $42.99 right now. I don't know if it's going to drop in price or not. Sometimes with the Arrow Video releases, they drop in price when it gets like right next to release date. So we still have a week and a half, like I said, till this drops. But even at $42.99, like this is totally worth it. Like I would feel comfortable recommending this at 50 bucks. Like there is so much here, and honestly, like I really truly believe, again, I say this a lot, I think this is the best restoration that Arrow Video has done all year. This thing looked absolutely incredible. I'll be talking about it from years to come. If anybody asks me for an Arrow Video recommendation or what looks the best, I'm probably going to say Barbarella, because I thought it looked absolutely insanely mind-blowingly good. Now, the movie itself, it's, you know, your mileage may vary when it comes to the movie itself. It just depends on your taste, really. Do you like these kind of schlocky sci-fi, almost exploitative type of movies from the 60s? You know, do you like that kind of stuff? Like, it's really going to come down to that. I enjoyed the movie a lot. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but it's just a schlocky, good, fun, dumb time, I guess. But Jane Fonda is absolutely incredible in the role. But $42.99, I think this is a steal, and I haven't checked out the Blu-ray. The last Blu-ray, I think, came out in 2012, but this has got to be like miles, hundreds of miles ahead of that Blu-ray release. And there's some other editions that are out of print going for like $300. I think there's a steelbook for like $300. So this is probably your best bet. And yeah, if you're a fan of Barbarella, like Arrow Video, I'm telling you right now, they really did this film justice. They really did. You are going to be so happy with the restoration of Barbarella. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. You're going to be so happy. So there you have it, guys. That is my review of Barbarella on 4K. I hope you enjoyed this review. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, comment down below your thoughts on Barbarella. Are you going to pick up this chunky box edition right here? Turn on the bell notifications for all future videos, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.